Good morning, everyone. It's October the 7th, 2015. Time to kick off another trading session and opportunities to make money. When we left the market yesterday, we said we wanted to sell the 29.04 area, and we wanted to buy the 28.20 to 28.24 area. And that pretty well contains the market's activity. Not pretty well, it does exactly. So again, I'm not bragging. Well, yeah, maybe. But you can make these type of assessments too when you're able to transition from just seeing price points of support and resistance and putting things into context. And what was that context? The context is the 10-year auction. And we know historically that the intermediate term auction will usually find sellers in London. This time it found sellers on the Globex opening, and the selling continued in London. You can see the London high is at 29 right there. So we're low, we're pointed lower, we're B, the stock market is pointed higher. How low can the market go? And your eye is quickly taken to this level over here in the 19 to 20 area and stops beneath the overnight session lows. The market is a B, so without news, we should retest the 22 area, give or take, and maybe a little bit lower to get stopped. So we're going to put our first buy at 21 to 17, and our second one at 9 to 13. Again, the market can trade lower, but probably can't break without a major piece of news, and we don't have any news scheduled right now, so to speak of. You have the Gallup U.S. Job Creation Index at 32 last month. Don't know what it is this month. And you have crude inventories at 2+2. Okay, the spill in the overnight session came from 30.5. Last rotate up in London was at 29. Then we got this 27.5. So the market is pointed lower. It's pretty aggressive, but sell 1 will be 27 to 31. And then sell 2 will be 3 to 7. And like I said, there really is no news to speak of today. Okay, now, having said 17s to 21s, we may have to pay up. We'll just have to see. And quite often, we'll find the low in treasuries in the W or X period, and that low might push the buy up to the 23-24 level. We'll just have to see how it plays. If that is the case, then we probably want to back off our sell to 29. But resistance right now is in the 28-29 level, and we're going to lean against that and see what happens. I thought I went through and split all of these this morning, but apparently I didn't. Got them rearranged in the right spot. Okay, the last rotate up stopped at 4. We're currently at 31, so 3 to 7 will be sell 1. And then the second sell will be picking up this volume area right here. Will be 15 to 19. I do expect the market to bottom, so can we get stops beneath this level? Maybe. So we'll put 21.25 buy 1, and that's pretty aggressive. Then 9 to 13 for buy 2. Gold was pretty quiet overnight, not a lot going on. I thought it was pretty interesting. Russia, I put a zero hedge article up there, and Russia is got this cartoon about all these different supposedly anti-Assad groups, and I think there was 8 in the cartoon, and then the question was, well, which one do we back, which one do we go after? And it really puts into perspective how silly and asinine and inane our policy has been in Syria. I mean, he is a dictator and he's despicable, but he's better than the alternative. Look what happened when the Muslim Brotherhood takes over. Look what's happened in Libya. Look what's happened in Mali, Tunisia. Look what's going on in Afghanistan right now when it gets turned over to these groups. And who do you fight and who do you back? It's really, really hard to know. So that part of the world is governed by tribalism, and whoever's tribe gets at the top of the ladder, it's their time to loot. The richest person in Venezuela now is Chavez's daughter, worth something over $4 billion. So whoever gets to the top, by however means, by arms, weapons, one Democratic vote, they take power of the country, then they loot the country. It's just the way it's done. And we're actually seeing vestiges of that in the United States these days with crony capitalism being tied to the leadership in D.C. So not really a lot of good stuff going on in the world these days to look at. Okay, 50 is basically resistance. We have a high of 53. We have this high volume number at 54. The London high was 51, so 50, 52 is sell 1. And we'll pick up 55, 57 for sell 2 in gold. On the buy side, 45, 47. That's pretty close. It's a B. And then back to our old 41 to 39, which was resistance and served us well for a couple of days for buy 2. Again, I don't see people dumping gold because of the political and global instability that, I mean, every day you pick up the papers, another part of the world erupts into flames, or it seems that way. You know, if guns are what kill people and if guns are the problem in the United States, maybe in the Middle East, it's the bombs. Maybe we should remove bombs from the Middle East, and that would solve all the problems. So how far that logic will take you. Okay, the euro, basically 113, 113.25, so stops above 113, it's a P. No doubt, I have no doubt that we'll get there, but if we don't, we can take advantage of that too. So sell 1 is 13 even, sell 2, picking up these highs over here will be 25. Have this break at 63. Last rotate down was 54, so 50 to 60 buy 1. And then 25 buy 2. And I don't see a lot happening news-wise that'll change things in Europe. In fact, I saw absolutely nothing about Draghi last night and what he had to say. So apparently it wasn't enough or enough important to even make the news. Okay, crude, it's inventory day, and that tends to bring extra volatility and uncertainty, and it tends to put people to the sidelines, including our rich. It's pointed higher. What we've said stops above 50, so I think that's where we're probably headed. So 49.75, 50 sell 1, then 25 to 50 for sell 2. A couple of things going on. Russia's meeting with OPEC. Russia has would never talk production controls or price controls with OPEC before. No one was going to tell Russia what to do. But Russia is really strung out. I mean, they really need crude at $100 a barrel. I don't see how it ever gets there with American shale oil production, but could. And so that plus China filling up its strategic reserves are the two dynamics that are driving oil prices right now. So stops above 50, I think, is the play. And buying into weakness, see if the market can move up and take it out, is the way that I would play that. And then profit taking if we go get the stops above 50. Okay, the E-mini. It's pointed higher. The news out overnight, Germany's industrial production and manufacturing production both were lower. 1.2% for the industrial production and maybe 1.5% for manufacturing production. So no good news out of Germany, yet their stock market is higher. And why is their stock market higher? Because nobody can raise interest rates and they'll have to add to their quantitative easing. So the market is right here at resistance. You can see that volumes is very, very thin at 2009 and at 2003. If we can get through this high volume area right here, 85, 87, then the market is free to trade higher. And short interest at the NYSE is where it was right before the pre-Lehman announcement. So stock market broke off the Lehman news. Right now a short squeeze could easily take us back up to 2000 plus, and I think that's what we're looking at. So no news to speak of. A Gallup job creation index last month, it was 32, probably going to be pretty close to it this month. My guess maybe lower than the crude inventory. So right now we've got volume at 72 from yesterday. We've got resistance, so our first sell is 85 to 90. That's where resistance is. Then 95, 2000 for sell 2. On the buy side, we've got 81, so 70, 75 buy 1, and buy 2, 60 to 65. And I got to hit the road here pretty quickly, so I will be back with you as soon as possible. If the screens go down and Peter doesn't immediately turn them back on, call support and let them know to tell Peter to open the room up. The room will be open to get something on the screen. And I will be back with you at 8. See you in an hour.